Bill Maher called out CNN's Kaitlan Collins on the network's bias. Let's watch.
You made press because you were on Stephen Colbert's show, and he said something like, you guys at CNN just report the news straight. And the crowd burst into laughter.
CNN is the place where both sides can watch. And
I'm talking about the people on CNN. And what I know what the conservative side of America thinks, and I don't blame them. They were just gushing about how great a speech it was. And I think she did fine. I didn't think it was as good as they were making it out to be. It does look like tokenism. It's kind of like the same as The View. In a way, I feel like it's more insulting than what Trump does. And Trump says you're the enemy of the people, which is pretty bad. What she's kind of saying is, I don't need you. I'm not talking to you. You don't matter. You're not relevant anymore. To me, that's even worse than I hate you. It's like, I don't think about you.
I don't know if it's worse than denigrating the press on a daily basis, which is what Donald Trump did.
Why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to, you are a nasty person.
Let's jump straight into the fiery showdown between Bill Maher and Kaitlan Collins. Maher, known for never shying away from controversy, set his sights on CNN and accused the network of blatant bias. He argued that the days of objective journalism have slipped away and CNN is leading the charge into narrative-driven reporting.
You made press because you were on Stephen Colbert's show, and he said something like, you guys at CNN just report the news straight. And the crowd burst into laughter. Look, I'm on CNN now. I guess we're on it right now. I mean, they show this show the next night. I don't know how we get away with it with all the fucks, but they do. And all these dirty jokes. But I'm glad, and I'm a big rooter for CNN. But that tells you a lot, doesn't it? I mean, how do you guys think you are doing this in that arena of like, this is a terribly divided country. We're not only politicized. A lot of people just hate the other side. And CNN, in my view, should be the place where both sides can watch. How do you think you're doing with that?
How is CNN is the place where both sides can watch. And I think, my show is evidence of that. We have lawmakers on from both parties. We'll have Elizabeth Warren on one night. We'll have
CNN has become known for shaping stories to fit a specific angle. Maher made it clear that he has had enough of it. His criticism of Kaitlan Collins was not personal, it was a stand against a system that he believes has traded journalistic integrity for political theater.
Is it appropriate to bury the Hunter Biden?
You're talking about the press doing that?
He's saying that's what they did, and that is what they did. They buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, we can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. We'll tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course, you don't follow this.
Saying you know for a fact that that's what they did? I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
During a recent exchange, Maher directly confronted Collins for using what he called gotcha tactics, especially in interviews with Trump. He suggested that her questions seemed designed to trap rather than to inform. Maher acknowledged that Trump is a master at dodging traps, but said the goal of journalism should be truth, not trickery.
It wasn't just created by Donald Trump.
Okay, but can I say, you can't blame, and everyone wants your dad to be safe. No one wants the threats against his life to happen, but you can't blame the media for those threats. There's been no evidence that's what drove those.
And allows people to have a platform to call someone literally Hitler every day for 9 years, it creates it.
Okay.
Whether you want to believe it or not, that's a fact.
But as you know, J.D. Vance once likened your dad to Hitler as well. He questioned if he was...
Took this beyond Trump. He argued that news coverage has become more about performance and less about facts. According to him, journalism has lost its soul and shows like Collins's are more interested in ratings than in real reporting. He challenged the audience to look through his lens and question what they are being fed.
Was what you would have to call some sort of media suppression of Hunter Biden's computer right before the election.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt. Okay,
and the truth is, I still don't know what I think about that. And sometimes,
right.
But I mean, to actually parse everything in there and figure out just how dirty Biden Sr. is as a result of the information there.
Can I go to step two? But nothing really. It was common. It was kind of sort of everyday graft. That's sleazy. That doesn't affect the world. Probably.
Right. Yes.
Hunter Biden sold his father's influence to get money But Joe Biden himself would not give away our nuclear secrets to the Chinese. He's not, he has a soft spot for his son.
Yeah.
His ne'er-do-well, stupid son.
Yeah, we've heard his voicemails to his.
Yes. So, like, Dad, I'm in a little bit of a jam. Could you just meet with the Chinese guy next week? It would mean a lot to me. And Joe would do it. And then he would,
In his on-air confrontation with Collins, Maher pulled no punches. He accused CNN of deliberately skewing stories and abandoning the principles of fair journalism. He reminded viewers of a time when news was about facts. Now, he claimed, it is all spin. And this spin, he warned, is dividing the country.
Sorry, but she's only a star with leftists, and the fact that she has some roots in Alabama does not make her a fair and balanced reporter. I will submit to the record, her biggest sin is not that she is biased, though she is. It's that she's boring. She's extremely boring with no personality. I have a pro tip for her. Smile. Try smiling every once in a while. Try not to be, in your delivery, such a cold-hearted all the time, because it gives people nothing to bond to. You can be a tough interviewer and also have some...
Collins tried to hold her ground. She argued that asking tough questions is her job. Maher responded that there is a difference between being tough and being destructive. He said journalism should dig for truth, not provoke drama. He then laid out specific examples of CNN's coverage that he believed proved his point.
Head on Kaitlan Collins from CNN, obviously talking about how terrible Trump is, what a terrible job he's doing, and how Kamala Harris has all the momentum and all of that sort of thing. But that's not the interesting part of the clip. The interesting part of the clip is that Stephen Colbert says, in perfect seriousness, with a straight face, that the legacy media are objective. That CNN is objective, and listen to the reaction of the crowd. Again, this is a crowd who opts into viewing The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, which means that they are all on the left.
Trump has kind of been thrown on his heels by this, and he's not really sure how to go after Vice President Harris. He knew his attack lines on President Biden. He really has struggled with how to go after someone who's 20 years younger than him, who is a different gender, a different race. It's kind of been this moment where he has not been able to coalesce around a single attack line.
I know you guys are objective over there, that you just report the news as it is. Oh, I know. CNN makes it, and I know
That's supposed to be a laugh line?
I wasn't supposed to be, but I guess it is.
Okay, that is an incredible admission, number one, by Stephen Colbert.
One of those examples was the Hunter Biden story. Maher criticized CNN for giving the scandal only mild coverage while obsessing over Trump's every move. He said this double standard damages trust in the media. If CNN is serious about being fair, Maher argued, it should treat every major story with equal scrutiny.
Jean-Pierre, who presided over many novel press access restrictions, criticized the recent changes to the press pool made by your office. She said in an interview, quote, what we're looking at is what North Korea is doing. What's your response to that? And can you say anything to allay concerns that unfavorable coverage will be punished in this new press pool system?
I think that's the same individual who said from this podium numerous times that the commander-in-chief was mentally and physically up for the job, which we knew was a lie. Many people in this room knew it was a lie. Many of you were admonished for asking questions about that truth. So when it comes to truth and transparency, this administration, this White House is setting the example. This president is taking far more questions than his predecessor, Joe Biden, did on a daily basis, and that will continue.
Let me tell you.
Maher's larger point was about responsibility. He believes that networks like CNN must own their role in shaping public opinion. If they continue to push selective narratives, they risk becoming part of the problem. Maher warned that if media outlets do not change course, they will lose whatever credibility they have left.
The mainstream media still doesn't get it. Last night, MSNBC's Nicole Wallace disgustingly looped in a 13-year-old boy with brain cancer into an attack on the president over January 6th. And CNN's first chyron out of the speech called it divisive. President Trump wasn't divisive. The Democrats were. And CNN was proven wrong by their own viewers, 69% of whom, in a post-speech poll, said they had a positive reaction to the president's speech. It's sad and frankly pathetic that Democrats and liberals in the legacy media continue to allow their hatred for the president to override their love for our country. But nevertheless, the president will continue to unify this nation through policies that are grounded in common sense and that uplift all Americans.
So what does this clash mean for journalism? Was it just a moment of tension, or does it reflect a deeper crisis? Maher seemed to think it is the latter. His call for change was not just about CNN, it was about all media. In a time when trust in news is low, he argued that only real accountability will restore faith in journalism.